Hey everyone, this is a trader investor. I wanted to follow up on the Forex entry video because I have had a few people ask me, how do you know where to exit? How did you know that risk 1 to make 2, that 2 to 1 risk reward was attainable, and that, in the examples that I gave, we were either stopped out on one of them and a couple of them hit. So I'll just use one example to show you how I determine that area. Of course, I start with, I want to make at least 2. And as I look at my chart, is that attainable? Our entry is based on order blocks. And if you recall in the video, I said our exit is also based on order block. And the daily time frame is what I'm looking at. So here we've entered and we've exited. Why was this an attainable goal before we even entered it? So when we go to the daily and we look at this chart on a daily basis, we went straight up, except we took a small break in the middle. So this break here for us is our first trouble area. This is our first trouble area. So as soon as we enter this zone is our exit. So this is how I'm looking at it. Now, if this wasn't there, if this had gone straight up, then I expect price to come all the way down here. But we already have one area of mitigation that we need to take care of. But truly, this is not even a true mitigation because the price has gone up and down widely. There has been some lows. So, give and take, this is not a very clean mitigation. But regardless, as an exit, as a strategy, this is something we could look at. So when we go to our hourly, then we see when we have entered, price touched it, right? And, we know that if it touched and reversed, we would exit for a smaller profit. But since price just kept continuing to go down, we were able to hit our target. The second question is on the second trade where we took a loss, or even on this trade, how do we know when we are going to get stopped out, and can we exit a little bit earlier? Since we have taken a position of 2 lots, whether it's you take a standard lot, a micro lot, a mini lot, a nano lot, it doesn't matter. If we take 2 lots and we take 50% gain on this position, most of the time I'm okay to let it play around in this area at break even, let it play around here and exit me out. But there's one more thing we can do. Remember, our entry is based on a broken structure. So this is a pullback from a longer term perspective. That's why we went short. This is a pullback that gets broken. And now when we have entered short, it's the same idea. This short position, will this structure be broken? And the way we know that this structure is broken, at some time in here, price, if it makes higher lows and higher highs, if it makes a higher high and these lows are higher, then I know I can definitely exit in this zone. So this is another way of looking at the second position. Can I, instead of break even or slightly 1 or 2 points, a few pips below entry, instead of that, can I capture even a bigger gain? Absolutely, if you look at break of structure. So now I'm just going to play it one bar at a time and see if this break of structure occurs. So now we just see we made our first high. And so for this price to continue to go to our second, third, fourth target, we want to see these lows broken. So since we've exited here at this bar, I'll just minimize it. So we want to see this lows broken. If that happens, then we're in business for further downside. If that doesn't happen, we are looking for this higher high, higher low break of structure to exit our position. So let's continue to play it out. So here we have a higher low. Here's a higher high that just got taken out here. So because I am looking at every hour, one bar every hour. I'm not looking in between. If I happen to be looking at the 15-minute mark, I would get out here. But for all practical purposes, when I do my analysis and my study, I am going to assume at the end of the hour is my worst case scenario. So here's my exit. So the second lot went from 69.94 to about 69.75, right? Roughly about 20 pips. But that's okay for me because that's the second lot anyway. But we broke structure. This is what I wanted to show you, is just the same way as we are entering on a break of structure, we can also exit if we hit our target, or if we miss our target and we see another break of structure, we exit. So if we continue and play it out, you will see that continues to be the case, that price continues to reverse. This one bar here, this 9 p.m. bar, I'm most likely not seeing it, right? It's late, I'm most likely not seeing it. So I cannot come back and tell you, oh, you know what, I would have gotten out here because price gave me this wonderful opportunity. No, because this is late night. I am already, either I was able to see it around 6 p.m., 7 p.m. when I monitored this, or I'm being stopped out at my break even. So these are the two conditions that I'm expecting, because overnight action, I'm not going to look at my charts every hour of the day. As I mentioned in my video, during New York equity hours, that's my most active hours. Sometimes I might look at the New York Forex hours, which starts at 8 a.m. Eastern instead of 9:30 a.m. But that's, for me, many times it's just a little too early because that's 5 a.m. for me. So that's why I focus on the New York equity cash hours. So most likely scenario is I either took my second position out because of break of structure, or I got stopped out. Either way, I'm fine with it. Either way, for all practical purposes and for the training, this is what we need to focus on. This is what we need to focus on. So this mitigation has been fulfilled. There was no reason to stay below, and price decided it's going to continue to move up. So if we continue to play it out, and as you can see, price did actually take us out. Now I want to see a second structure broken to re-enter this position, right? So if I will already position myself in this way. If price breaks these lows, I'm already positioning my second entry, and first travel area, is that going to give me about 2, and then most of the time, once we're making lower highs, I'm most likely able to make another push to at least for my 2 or a little bit better. So I can place this trade ahead of time and wait for break of that structure for me to get me in the trade and continue and be stopped out, right? So if I were to re-enter, this is how I look at it. Was there a break of structure that we saw happen, or did we not even enter and we continue to push down? So actually, as you can see, we were not triggered, right? We were not triggered because price, the entry that I put, it would have said closed for negative. So the entry that I have said here, these lows were never triggered. So price continued to make its way up. And even yesterday, when we were looking at this in the other video, this was not another entry. So we did see a break of structure, lower highs, but it didn't make lower low, so it continues. So now I want to see another break of structure here, and I believe this is where we entered our position. This is how you just keep monitoring the trades. Is there a break of structure? And if there's no break of structure, then we continue our position, right? So we have a high, we have a higher high, we have a higher low, and now we're waiting to see what price does. So here we missed, I believe we missed this entry when we were going through this yesterday. We have a double top here. We have double top here, and price has now broken these lows again, and it's possible to enter here. It's possible to enter at this low, which gave us this entry. As you can see, this is about finding that precision. So every day you come back to this chart, you have those opportunities, because you keep breaking, you know, lower highs, and you keep breaking them. This is where you enter. And I think this is the one where we didn't have an opportunity to make some money. So this is our target, and this is our 2 was somewhere down here. I don't remember if this was a trade or if this was something that I said, oh, so I missed it because I was not, you know, the replay was too fast. I think we probably didn't even enter this trade because we had missed it by the time I was able to stop the replay. So sometimes that happens, and you know, that's why I'm doing this live. I'm not studying the charts and, you know, finding areas so that I can come back and do a video on it. I'm just doing it as if this is live. I'm doing it, I'm talking and walking you through my thought process. So if we had entered this would have been a good trade. I don't know if we entered that trade in this particular instance, but again, if you had entered this, where is the next logical exit? Is when we break structure. We made the lows much further than we wanted, so on our second lot we made a high, a higher low, a higher high. You would exit here. So the main purpose here was not to redo these trades, but to show you how you prevent the second lot from being exercised for a loss or a small gain. At least make it a little bit of a bigger gain, because we see a break of structure. Break of structure is what drives our analysis. That's what drives us to find the exit that we are looking for. So break of structure, instead of going all the way back to break even, when we have this break of structure, we exit. It is okay that after we exit, price keeps going in the direction that we want. That's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm always happy with my exit, because I'm protecting my gains. Right? The main purpose is, am I protecting my gains? And so now there's no entry here, and price will do what it needs to do and continue. So I'm going to stop this replay. So the purpose was not to redo yesterday, but to show you once target is hit and price fails to continue to go down, where is the next logical place to exit? The next logical place to exit is at the break of structure of this down move. This down move breaks structure, we exit. And then we can re-enter if this down move gives us another entry position. When lows are broken, we re-enter those positions and follow the same thing. Exit 1 hit, exit 2, another trouble area here, and at that place we exit second position. If we still have a 0.25% position or 10% position left, then the way we manage it is, did this down move structure break? That's the main thing that we want to look at. So this is why I wanted to do this video. All right, we will come back and do some more over the next few days. We will look at long entries. I will look at other currency pairs for long entries, and we will analyze them and go through this same process on the long side. Take care, everyone.